Hey, I'm Eric, and today me and Eric came out here just to look at the tomatoes. Like I said, this is a work in progress for us. We're learning with tomatoes, and this year we grew a determinate. We talked a little bit about that before in a previous video, and today we were just looking at them, watching for bugs. Since we don't have drip system yet, we have to water overhead with sprinklers. Probably not ideal for tomatoes. It hurts with disease, things like that. It's better to just have drip. We're working towards that, but today we wanted to look at the tomatoes, and I wanted to show you what tomato worms will do to a plant and what to look for. But today we were just kind of looking and seeing how healthy our tomatoes are, and so far these look really good. And oh, looky here, back here. There's one. There's a ripe one right back here. We're gonna go ahead and take it off. Look at there, that's a pretty tomato. And we've got several way bigger than that, but that one's starting to ripen, so we'll take that one, eat a sandwich a little later. But as we come down these plants, these look healthy. Not a lot of disease showing on them. We've got, some spots where maybe we've had a tomato worm or so. And as we come down them, there's a lot of new blooms coming on, a lot of new tomatoes coming on. But as we get close down here, we see one that has some damage. And I haven't been out here in a day or so, so if I'd have been out here earlier, I probably would have caught this earlier. But working a full-time job and all that kind of stuff can hinder that for me. But we're gonna look under here, and here we go. It's hard to see it, but there's one right there. A little tomato worm. I'll pick him off right there on my finger. And then I'm gonna look under another one of these green plants and see. Oh yeah, see there's one that's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 tomato worms on that one leaf. So you wonder how in the world can this happen so fast? Well, overnight, if they get on it, if there's 9 on one plant, they can eat through that leaf in a heartbeat. Now, in looking at our tomatoes, it seems like it's targeted this plant for some reason. We don't see a lot on all these. Doesn't mean it's not gonna happen. So the question is, what do you do about that? Organic people that don't want any poison or anything like that on there for the bugs, some of them, they just overlook their tomatoes every day and pick every worm off the plant, which takes a lot of time, but it allows you not to put anything on the plant itself. A lot of people use a 7 dust, or they create their own. They have their own spray mixture that they put on there to keep the bugs off. In general, we just dust them, and we eat these tomatoes, but we use the 7 dust. It's not that strong. Some people say it ain't worth nothing, but it does work, because I had this plant, probably about the same tomato plant, maybe one further down, that had a little bit of this happening several weeks ago, and I hit them with that dust and it stopped and hadn't had a problem. But noticed this morning, and as you can tell, several of these little tomato worms. I mean, I'm seeing a bunch on there, 9, 10. I mean, there's probably 30 right there. Come zoom in right there, Eric. You can see how many tomato worms are on the back of those leaves right there, those 2. And they're just eating that up. Now, I'm sure there's probably several everywhere else. And so we'll just I watered these this morning, so we'll just use a little dust and dust these tomato plants. But man, these tomatoes are really looking good. For us, we're amateurs at this, so we're getting better, but those look really good. We're gonna put down, some stuff down in our raised beds too to keep these weeds out. We've weeded them all along, but they grow as fast as you can pick them near about. And with us working full time, not spending every day out here, it's a little harder to keep up with that. So if you're, doing this type of stuff at home and you're wanting to do your own gardening, you have to pick which way do I want to go. If you have a lot of time, you spend all your time here, all your time in the garden, you can get really organic, pick bugs off, watch them like a hawk, snip, prune, pick every bug off every day. Or if you're like us, you don't have quite that much time, you have to use a little something. And so we try to use something to try to keep the tomato plants healthy, disease-free, and bug-free. So far, we haven't had a lot of problem with disease, but that doesn't mean that we won't, because disease is really bad on tomatoes. See, even right here, here's a larger one, Eric. So as you can see, these hole sizes are bigger. So we've got some that's hatched out, and there's a bigger tomato worm. And so down on the bottom of this plant, the rest of it looks healthy, but they've started, so that means they're present. So we're gonna dust them to try to knock those back, keep these tomato plants healthy so that we have a really good finished up crop on these tomatoes. So just a hint from us at Perry Hill Farms. God bless.